Hello, hello, hello. Who is there? It's not the second Tuesday of the month. It's the fourth Tuesday of the month, and it's still time for Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. Hello, welcome. So nice to be here again for another episode of wait a minute? Can you believe that it's the end of May already? Like June is almost here, and then that's the halfway point for the year. So it's 2021, halfway point of 2021 already. I don't know how you feeling about that, but I'm like, wow, already? But welcome to episode 10 already. Episode 10 of Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. It's so great to continue to provide this time and have this time with you to talk about women entrepreneurship and women's empowerment as us being business owners and leveraging LinkedIn, but leveraging our brands overall and getting the business that we want and deserve. Because yes, we deserve to have consistent and good business. So if you're here with me, as always, check in. Let me know who's in. So put in the comments where you are, location wise. Love to always, because this is all about the LinkedIn expert. So this is all about networking, and networking is getting to know each other. So who are you? Where are you? And if you don't mind, make sure that you click on the link to let people know so that I can see your name and your face. So it's not like an anonymous one. And so I have to do the feature for Rachel. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Where are you? In Milwaukee, all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I am usually. So for those who are always with me, you can see that it's not the usual background. I already did a meeting early this morning. Someone was like, where's your purple clearing? Where's your elephant? But I'm traveling. So I'm in Memphis, and that's why the environment is different. But thanks, Rachel, for tuning in. Hope your day is going well. Happy belated birthday, because this is your birthday week, our birthday week, actually. So nice to have you here. And so let me get to it. Hi, Phyllis. Nice to have you. Medford, Oregon. Good to have you. How's your week's going? Do you how you feeling about both of you and all who's with us about this, almost being June already? Hey, Stephanie. Shout outs to Stephanie. And I'm going to say this wrong because it's just not on my brain, right, Stephanie? But you can put it in the comments. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for recently having me as a guest on your podcast. But I'm going to get the name of the podcast wrong. So put it in the comments and people can look it up. But Stephanie recently had me as a guest on her podcast, and we talked all about the importance of entrepreneurs using LinkedIn for their businesses. So thank you. It's so great to have you here. So put the name of your podcast in the chat. And even if you want to put the link to that episode in the chat, feel free to go ahead and do that as well. Yes, Rachel R's. So let me get on, because I have another exciting, but a fun. This one is it's going to be so hyped, because this is my girl right here, and we're going to just have fun together with this one. But let me get to my business. So process the administrative things so that I can get moving on with this. So I'm going to start off or get to just, the routine of the quote. And I specifically picked this one because of who my guest is today. And I think it's a good one. I always have to move out the way. So I'm a Kerry Washington fan, especially from the scandal days, the early scandal days. And I had to get off because it was going in another direction that I couldn't deal with. But Olivia Pope, yeah, the PR woman in me, so identified with that. But this one, you can be the lead in your own life. How many of you believe that? How many of you really believe, and not just believe that you can be the lead in your own life, but you actualize that? You practice that. You practice being the lead in your life. It's part of why I have my friend today coming, and she's in the waiting room looking. I see her beautiful smiling face. You'll see her shortly. But she's an example of being the lead in her life, but we all have to be the leads in our life, as this quote from Kerry Washington states. Especially as business owners, as women business owners, we're behind the 8 ball, so to speak, when it comes to our businesses, and getting access and being paid our worth. And I can go on, and I've done that in other episodes. We have to be the lead in our own lives and our own businesses so we can get the results that we want, right? As I say, for my business, for LinkedIn and the coaching I do, is shining online, being our own biggest fans is crucial. And that's when we're our own biggest fans, we're the leads of our lives, right? And we're not taking no's, like we're demanding our worth. We're stepping up and taking charge and not bowing down or making excuses or any of that. But being the lead in your life and in your business, most importantly, is so very important. So very important. And I want to make sure that we're always mindful of that, of doing it. Okay, so that's the quote for this week, for this particular episode. I'm going to, I always publish an article. So my news brief, my Imposter Syndrome disrupted news brief that have current articles and resources pertinent to women entrepreneurs. I'm not going to go into all of the articles with you, but so I'll publish that shortly and later today. But one I want to bring to your attention, and I usually try to keep my articles recent, but I'm breaking my own rule because I just discovered this article and it fits to what we're talking about today with my guest. It's called How Being Different Helps These 14 Female Entrepreneurs Find Their Niche and Made Them More Successful. And this was an article from Insider on March 19th of 2020. So it's a little dated, but when you read it, you'll love and get inspired by these 14 entrepreneurs. It's a Q&A fashion or format with the article. You will love and be inspired by these women entrepreneurs who, quote unquote, are different, but they're making their difference work for them. Okay. So check that article out. Check that article out for sure. In my news brief, there's also one I'll talk about, and it's recent, from Harvard Business Review. Why startups fail. It's not always the horse or the jockey. Interesting kind of concept, right? So check that out. And then one more specifically, a recent article, so May 20th, so recent, how to be more confident. And that's an article from Entrepreneur, one of my go-to sources for news related to entrepreneurship, but how to be more confident. And again, that perfectly ties into what we're talking about, or we'll be talking about today. So that is a summary of news briefs or information, and I will share it in the actual article later. Just so you know, I will be doing a book giveaway, so don't bow out, don't go away, stay tuned to the end. I will be giving a good book, so my book, my Shine Online with LinkedIn book. You will have an opportunity to win this if you haven't already from other episodes by just putting a hashtag in the chat, and we'll do something fun for you to be able to win that. All right, so enough of that. Business taken care of. Hi, Patricia. See, you're here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for providing the link, Stephanie, to that podcast episode. Hi, Rochelle. How are you? Good to see you. Where are you from, Rochelle? And who else? Patricia? Put that in the chat so people know. Networking, right? You never know. It could be someone in the chat that you're in the same community with, right? Or in a community that you could do business with. No worries, Patricia. People do it all the time. As far as my name, I know it wasn't intentional. No worries. That's the joy of having a unique name, I guess. All right. So how do I even begin to introduce Sheri? Let me just say, we met in 2018. Wow, it's been that long. Wow, 2018. I just thought about that because now it's the COVID just really messed things up because it took 2020 off the calendar for us, and now it's like 2021 and rapidly going with this year. So in 2018, I was a speaker for Disrupt MKE. So Disrupt is a part of an international network of HR professionals, kind of like a TED Talk style format event where there are a number of speakers. It varies based upon the event. And we get 5 minutes to talk about our chosen topic with 20 slides that are automated. So it's a rapid fire kind of event. But anyway, so Sheri and I both were speakers for that event. Didn't know her until then, so we met then, and we clicked, and we've been connected since then. A part of why, so when I created this show, I have, if you can see my binder, like I have a running list of people, and I started when I first crafted the show of people I knew I wanted to have on the show. Sheri was on there from the beginning. And it's just, this is episode 10. So it's the timing of everything where I want her now. But I had to have her on because if you're not connected to Sheri, I want you to, if not now, because you need to focus and pay attention now, but afterwards to connect with Sheri. But if you're connected to her, you'll understand why it's important that she's here. Because she's her authentic self on LinkedIn. And I'm not going to do a full introduction business-wise and all that because I'll let her do that. I'm going to just talk about it for me. Like, she is her authentic self 100%. She's a businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur, but she is 100% herself on LinkedIn. She has critics. She has people who try to come at her from this perspective, that perspective, inappropriately here, disrespectful here or there. But she continues to push on and is her unique, authentic self. And I love and appreciate her for that. Another reason that I had to have her on this show is, again, the importance of us as women entrepreneurs in supporting and inspiring and having each other's back, so to speak. And she don't know I'm doing this, but hey, I'm the creator and host of this show. I have privilege. I can do whatever I want. So I have to share this. This is another reason why I had to have her on the show, and why she was top on my list when I created the show. This is a photo. So we met in 2018, and this photo here is from September of 2019. Sheri and I, we really live in different communities now because she's in multiple homes now, multiple states, but we're both, at that time, we're in Wisconsin. I was in Milwaukee, still am, kind of, sort of, and she was in Madison. About an hour and 20-minute drive between us or so, approximately, hour plus. My book launch event, that's where this picture is from. My book launch event, she drove specifically to my city to support me, to have my back. I cannot I can see her, and she's already, I'm trying not to be emotional. I will never forget that, because that's sisterhood, and that's having each other's back. And that helped to, I don't know how to put it in words, but the respect and the relationship that she valued me enough to get in her car and drive that far to come to my book launch event. Oh, excuse me. Priceless. But again, the importance of us women entrepreneurs, having each other's back, and not just say it, but do it and mean it and be authentic with it, because we get nowhere by ourselves. We have to be each other's support, each other's inspiration, and just all of that. So I'm going to be quiet so I can get myself together. So at this time, I'm going to bring Sheri in. Sheri St. James.
St. Marie.
St. Marie. Okay.
I just surprised you. That's all. And
no, I'm just messed up because I know
you just cover and dance, honey. I know you know who I am. Listen, you and I are both wiping away the tears because I didn't expect that. But here's the thing. It is, you got me a lot on that intro of all the things, including Kerry Washington, and I'll come back to that. But this is the thing, right? So first of all, I'm so thrilled to see you because I miss you, right? I miss you a lot. And you are one of those really strong women that's why you and I connected instantly together, right? Of just like, when you get to, not that we all have to be strong women, we can some be soft and beautiful and all that stuff, but Karina and I happen to both be very strong speakers and disrupt speakers and hello, and we got our things, right? For me to drive over there for your book launch was really not even a big deal to me at all in terms of effort. Like for me, it was, are you kidding me? One of the things we learned immediately in the Disrupt family, right, is we're family. And so when you're a Disrupt, we crack a few people that are happy, sad, and whatever, because the whole concept is, how do you radically change somebody's thinking in 5 minutes and 20 slides? Right. I'm an educator by trade, right? And so I loved that. And I watched you do that. And you've watched me do that. And you've gone all over with it. And so it's like you show up for your people, you show up for your family, right? And I have written, books in the past. And so I know what that takes to do that. You know what I mean? So I just needed to quietly be in the audience, not for anybody else to know I'm there, but just for you to see my face sit there for you. That was it, right? And it was such man, you had a beautiful book opening. You had amazing people there for you, a ton of love, right? And at that point, you were newer into entrepreneurship, and look at you. Yeah. Right? Look at you. We both been through some fires since then and stuff. Right, girl?
Continue to. They come, but hey, we strong.
We walk, right? And every time I see you not quitting, and every time you see me not quitting, every time I see you win, and every time you see me win,
we win together.
Exactly. Yeah, that's fun.
Excuse me just a second. I have to acknowledge this person and not to signal people out, but I'm loving this. All the way from South Africa. I can't pronounce your name, but I am so happy to have you here from South Africa. That's why I love for people to put in the chat the location, because the broad reach of LinkedIn, right? And being able to connect and network and build those relationships where, it just ripples and expands. So I'm sorry. Nice.
100%. That's why I love LinkedIn, because it's the world. We're playing in the playground together. We're living in the playground together, and it is the world. It's not one thing. Like I have always said, both of you and other people, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet people that have been so amazing that it took me a while, because when I started on LinkedIn, I was like, what do I need this for? It's boring. I don't like, my personality is different.
Wait a minute. Before we get into that, can you just, because I didn't give you a proper introduction. So can you give the introduction of who Sheri St Maria is, the businesswoman, because you have multiple business hats. So give that official introduction, please.
I'm only laughing because that's so me. I'm like, let's go. Here we go. I don't even care. So for me, I am very not as official about business. I just do my thing, and I'm a huge give, and if business happens, it happens. So that's why I'm laughing. But technically, if you're going to force me into two categories in life, which is so hard for me, I really am a real estate broker, a global real estate broker. Actually, I in-person work in Wisconsin and Florida. Globally, I can work anywhere, all over the place. So that's super cool. I am a professional speaker. I am also a consultant in personal development only for business owners only.
Okay.
So I have moved into that since you and I have talked a whole lot. The last 2 years I've gone just in that category. I used to do personal life coaching for lots of people. I then got too time intense, so I went out to social media, and that's why I'm all over the place on social media as a free give in life. And then I chose very specifically to only coach business owners in personal development, which means their entire life. Because if I do that with them, that impacts all the employees and people they have and where they go and whatever. So it was my best leverage. And so that's what I do. But I also work as a broadcaster, it's funny, I'm doing a $7 million video with Faith Dye. I know you know Faith. I've done several. So I've done one that was a $7 million project. I'm going again on the $7 million project. I'm not 7 million. That project is 7 million. And now getting hired by all kinds of companies to be that front camera woman about things and stuff and whatever. My joke is really, I'm a 1099. What do you want to pay me for legally and ethically? I can maybe do it, you know?
Success. I love it. Keep going and going with it.
Yeah. Okay. You know, if it's in our genre, if it doesn't pull us down with what's our main source of business or what makes us happy in life. So I don't like to box myself is my first tip, right? A lot of people tell you pick a lane and stay in the lane. I can't. I would be fired and done. I can't stay in one lane. So,
so that's tip number one for sharing.
Yeah,
don't box yourself in.
Box me in I will lose my talent if you box me in a lane. I'll just tell you that much right now.
So let's talk about you and your approach with LinkedIn. And how, you know, LinkedIn is the #1 social media platform for business professional purposes. We know that. And so many people shy away from LinkedIn because of that, or they don't know how to really get their process started or momentum going, or feel intimidated because they feel like they have to be dry and stiff and all of that. You are so the opposite of dry and stiff. It's like those words don't even come close to describing you.
Thank you.
Here lately, for a while, is like in my brain, I call you LinkedIn TikTok lady. You're the LinkedIn TikTok queen with your videos.
Yep. And I swear I was never going to do that. And I'll tell you why, but it's making a ton of money for me. So maybe people should listen. But anyway.
Oh, go ahead. Talk about that.
All right, girl. So this is what happened, right? So 2 years ago, I was on LinkedIn thinking, what in the world am I going to post here? Because for me, this is feeling so dry and business-like, and I don't need a job. You know, the old stereotype, LinkedIn's for a job. And I was like, you know, I am really just interested in meeting great people, making a difference. My real genre is, if you force me to, is personal development, really with, you know, societal change for good. You know, in the human, because then it will affect society, and real estate. You know, those are a sentence speaking. Okay. So those are my essential things. I made a commitment. This made a massive difference. I'm going to share this with you. People know me in my personal life and my professional life like you, where you know my real personality. And so I am like, I'm strong. I'm goofing around. I'm also, some things are hard. I've been through a lot of things. I've been down a dirt road. Right. And somebody challenged me, Faith Dye, who you know as well. So she was a videographer that was involved with Disrupt, and I love her. And we both do. And she said, Sheri, come on, show everybody on the front side what your full range is. And I was like, I mean, I'm pretty out there, but I was like, oh my God, I'm not comfortable. Like, I feel so vulnerable to let people see my humor, to see my smarts that I use in a challenging people's normal thought process and things like that. My soft. And so she said, January of 2021, let's make a commitment. I'm posted every single day. I didn't miss a day on LinkedIn in 2020. And it was all about show people your full range. So whether it was a post or a video, a comment or whatever, it was show them your whole deal. And I'm not kidding you. I want to share this part because it's so important, especially for all the women in the deal, but all of them. Some of those videos or some of those posts felt so vulnerable. I would do it because I felt it in my heart, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to say this, or I'm doing all this consulting and selling and stuff on the backside, and I'm learning a ton. And then I use that stuff in life on the front side to share with everybody else. I would do a video and I would be like, oh my God, I want to duck. That was my behavior. So I would be like, and I've been on video for 11 years. Actually, my first videos, I was 5 years old selling trailer park projects. I mean, come on. Like, come on. I was 5 doing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star for a builder outside of Yeah. But I was uncomfortable. I was doing it on Facebook for a decade, but LinkedIn just
LinkedIn is a different world though. So
I was like, oh my gosh, people are gonna think I'm ridiculous, or it's Facebook for business, you know, it's Tinder for business, you know, all the things they say. I'll get into that. We'll get into that, girl. I got a lot to say.
There's a whole chapter in my book about that. But yes.
I know, yes. So that is honestly what was my huge trick, was taking a swing every day and not caring. Here's the gold for your people. When we're worried about what we're posting, or we're worried about ourselves on camera, we're worried about this live, what do I look like as I'm sweating my behind off here?
Nobody sees that. Like,
nobody. I'm just telling you. Okay, but that's what we think about. We've got the focus in the wrong place. The best tip on any posting of anything at all is turn it to that one person that you care so much about, that you want to hear your message or your thing, and say it and let it go. You do not care what the response is. We are taught in traditional marketing. I used to be a high school marketing teacher, so I have a traditional background. We were taught you care so much about how it lands, right?
Right.
You don't. When it comes to social media in general and business, you don't, because you need to say what you want to say and not be so attached, because we've gotten so stuck in this light culture that we are changing ourselves like a chameleon to make you happy when that's not my message.
Right. If we're changing ourselves like a chameleon to make other people happy or the broad masses happy, we're constantly changing because we're focused on them as opposed to being our true authentic selves and having ourselves as our own, mirror and our own validation. And it's interesting. A lot of times, quite often, when we are authentic and we have that focus on doing what we feel, committed to doing, it resonates the most. That's what ends up hitting
with your people. So this is exactly it. That's exactly it. This is who I am in here's a little bit of the challenge for me. So I'll share, me, I'm going to share all like what's great and also what's hard, but always what's real, right? So here's me, a little bit of where I've swung just recently. And a lot of it's because I'm traveling so much more. So I'm in your spot where I used to have a built-in studio, I had the whole thing built out, and every day could be like this, right? I'm swinging back and forth between two states and two homes. So I am a lot of times in an airport and I have to pull something together for a post or something. Right. And I gotta go, whoop, I got on the suitcase that's mobile and did the thing and rode the ride and did the video with the guy, and like that was my post, right?
You can do it on the fly. I appreciate you saying that, because quite often people overthink the process of posting and being consistent on LinkedIn, and people need to get to know us as individuals, not just to sell, flawless, perfect, persona. They need to get to know us, but you can make posts in, I say, 10 to 15 minutes or less, but get inspired by where you're at, what's going on in your day, and not waste those opportunities throughout the day that can make phenomenal posts.
So I'm on you and I started on the 5-minute speech, which normally I used to do 90-minute keynotes, 60-minute keynotes, right? And I love the flipping challenge of 5 minutes. I was like,
the hardest thing ever to convince it down to 5 minutes. I can speak anywhere now because I did it for 5 minutes.
And every second counts. And me, I'm tactile and visceral, and I use all 5 senses because I was a graduate level teacher. And it's like, let me reel you in street smart. That's what I do, right? So I used to be 90, then a 60, then a 30, then it went to 5-minute speeches, right? Then it went to my videos are all 3 to 5 minutes, right? I did that for years. Then I went to TikTok, not because of TikTok, and I stayed away from it because all the conspiracy theories and we're all going to die if you touch the thing, right? And whatever.
Oh, wow.
And then same as our interest in Disrupt, I went to, no, you give me a tool that I only get 15 seconds and less to make something happen, somebody to have an aha, somebody to get an idea, encourage somebody, give me that tool. It's my old projector when I was a teacher, right? With the transparency slides. It's just my mind. That's all it is. So when you see TikTok, and I was not going to pull it into LinkedIn, but I'm going to tell you why. Here's another huge tip. I don't know if it'll work for anybody else, but this is what happened for me. I wanted to just challenge myself creatively. I almost always am on video and I'm talking. That's my real tool, right? And then I go to TikTok and I go, Sheri, make it different and challenge yourself as a professional, both in real estate and personal development. Take the tool, because creativity is the whole thing on TikTok. It's all about creativity, And you think these young people aren't learning and people aren't buying and making money off this? That's so wrong. And so I took TikTok and I went, challenge your creativity, right? Challenge your humor was my number one reason I really got on TikTok, because I was uncomfortable to do it. And if you read, there's tons of Harvard classes that teach humor in business because it is a very specific intelligence. It's not just goofing around. So my TikToks, this is why I pull them through LinkedIn. And people don't get this, and I don't normally say it publicly, but I'm going to tell you right here for your people.
Exclusive information from
money I've made, ladies. So here's the deal. Okay, the people that are on TikTok for me in my category, they are the general public in terms of learning personal development. So I have the whole swing of every socioeconomic, every, all everything. I want to talk about categories, right? Everybody. And then my sweet spot of where I really get paid the bills are a lot of these executives and business owners, right? They aren't going to go over to TikTok. They don't want a TikTok account in their name. They want privacy. So when Sheri St Maria caught on to that, because I have 3 different TikToks that have gotten me huge clients. Let me tell you about them. So one was a 14-second video where I am flying in a convertible with my hair all over the place, just taking the exit to Naples, Florida, with a song on. I got an $800,000 client. Do you know why? He told me after the fact. He goes, oh my gosh, I wanted a fun realtor to help me transition because he had just lost his wife. And this was scary to him and very hard to make this change and whatever. He had just gotten a brand new Porsche his wife had never been able to drive in. And he said, when I saw your hair flying and you didn't care what happened with your hair and you were just loving Florida and loving the area and whatever, he goes, I knew that was my realtor, right? And I did unbelievable things for him. And that is a reference. It's on my LinkedIn platform. Actually, if you check my references, wait till you see what that executive said about me. All right.
Oh, okay.
Another one was a 14-second TikTok where I am, as a single mom, which I am, of 3 kids in college at the time, trying to get this table up the stairs and was supposed to wait for help. And I just couldn't.
That one.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about. So I finally, it was awkward. It wasn't heavy, but I finally figured out. Ladies will laugh about this. Let's use our hips, gals. I finally looked under the table, figured out I can get my hips wedged in the box under the thing. And I didn't even have to hold it. It was like up the steps, right? That 14-second video or TikTok got me a $2.7 million client on a real estate deal. Because the person was on a plane when they saw the TikTok and went, I got to call this lady. All right. Again, the takeaway, and I'm not saying everybody should do TikTok. It depends on how you do it, right? But the takeaway for your group is my people want to see the TikToks, but they are not going to go get an account. And I am not the only lady who does that. So there are 2 other ladies on LinkedIn that they exclusively bring their TikToks in, and that's their whole business. Wow. And again, it's because those business owners don't want to be seen on TikTok. They don't want an account. They don't want all that junk coming to them. Right. It's a whole different rodeo. I will caution ladies, TikTok is nasty. So I do not engage over there.
You just use it for how the structure of the platform is, and then you transfer that to LinkedIn. And that's creative how you use that to leverage your LinkedIn brand to reach who is on LinkedIn, which is the higher, level clientele who are business minded, who need your services, and you're reaching them in that creative way. I think is genius.
So guess what? It is. That's exactly it. So I would caution ladies, because I want you to know I never want to steer ladies to a bad situation, right? In haters or whatever. TikTok, I give you the biggest caution if you are female. It is, they will make comments about your physical appearance. They will whatever. This is what you need to do as a business owner. And listen, I'm not going to let it stop me, because look, it's making me some nice. TikTok is an ad. That's what you need to understand.
Oh, that's the
ad for business. That's all it is.
Wait a minute, say that again, because I'm going to pull that into sound bite.
TikTok. TikTok is an ad for your business, and it is free. So that is how I use it. I do not engage on TikTok. I delete all the comments. One of mine has a crazy 500,000 views on it. And it's the worst TikTok I ever did. It was, just me impulsive and whatever, doing a footloose thing. And of course, some people are criticizing me about my dancing. I'm not a dancer. I'm an educator, you fool. I'm educating you about real estate and personal development. Catch on, right? So I delete all the comments on LinkedIn, and I was really trying to TikTok.
TikTok. Mm-hmm.
I was trying to stay under the radar because I didn't want them to find me, because I knew it was nasty. Again, you can do your TikTok, download it to your phone, and then take it over to LinkedIn if you want to. That's what I've been doing. And unfortunately, they found me a little bit ago, and I was like, look, I don't want this. Now, in order to manage myself, I just need to go, you don't have a clue who's on TikTok. I do not care. I delete every single comment. And on LinkedIn, I engage with everybody who's appropriate. everybody. And I love all of the connections why I'm there, right? But that's, I think that understanding that TikTok is an ad, go look at mine, and they are all really self-promotion, letting you know who I am or that kind of thing. I just don't go about it like a normal commercial.
That is ingenious. That I don't know anyone else who's doing it the way you are. So bravo. Oh, so TK, that's how you pronounce. Thank you for the tip on how to say your name right. I did not want to venture to saying it wrong. So we're already over 30 minutes, and I knew we would be. But I hope this has been helpful, encouraging to all those who are with us, and even those who watch the replay, that you can be your bold, authentic self on LinkedIn and get results, right? You just have to be committed to doing the process. And, like Kerry Washington, the quote said, be the lead in your own life. Oh, she got something she got to say. Be the lead in your own life. And still, I love how, because you were like last year, I do post every day anyway, but I had a series last year where every day I had a quote that I gave. A LinkedIn tip that I gave, but committed like Sheri every day last year. But it can be done. And so I love having you, Sheri, as the example that you can, and it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to overwhelm you. It doesn't have to take over your whole day, your whole life, your whole business. You can manage being consistent on LinkedIn and still have time to manage the other aspects of your business. But you have to see it as key to your business development so that you make that commitment and do it and get the results. But okay, let me just say Kerry Washington, so you can go.
Love her. That's what set me off when I was backstage. So listen, I want to tell you something, because I don't want people to think I'm like I got it all figured out. I'm not. You know me personally. You and I have cried together. You've seen my wins and my tough things, right? And so when I'm gonna cry talking about this right now. When I saw you pull that up with Kerry Washington, she is my confident girl. So listen, I purposely watched Scandal by myself to just suck up some of her confidence. I'm watching every piece until it got extremely weird. I join you, but
too overboard. I used to have Scandal watch parties. I was so into Olivia.
Right. And Mary Jane, being Mary Jane, those two, both those two series. I was just I am privately just watching it to suck up all the confidence I can. And the quote that you had on there, I want to explain. So I was previously in a life where I, was married, intact with all my children and all this stuff. And unfortunately, my husband had a toxic situation that you just can't. And I'll tell you, my first step was, before I got to the Kerry quote, was I had to be the hero for my family, which was painstakingly hard, leaving everything I wanted in my dreams and all of that stuff, and having to be the hero even when everybody gets to blame you. I was that person. I don't mean an egoic thing. I mean that is heartbreaking. That is so hard. I have always told my children, you can blame me for everything. If you don't want to do something, not in terms of responsibility, but blame your mom. Go ahead and do that. If it's hard with us, our family divorcing and whatever, blame your mother. Go ahead and blame. And I have the most amazing relationship with my children.
Yes, I see that.
Said, I will carry the cross for you guys. I will do whatever. And it wasn't at all my children. It was unfortunately, parting from that other side of our family, that I have had to carry the cross painfully, but I was okay, I had to first do the part of being the hero. Somebody had to be. So it isn't like I did it great. I did it messy and scared and sweating and all this stuff.
Right.
And then, this, because you know how I am about my children. I had to learn the part about Kerry Washington and the quote of, you can be your own hero in your story for yourself, because that felt so painful for the mother I am, for the wife I used to be, for what's my natural personality of what I love. And so I only share it because it didn't come easy or naturally, but that quote is where I have now, even most recently, and that was my jump down to Florida, which like took me 2.5 years to go, okay, I'll like kind of do this thing. And I got almost, big chunk, way more here now, and have a place and in Wisconsin, because I love you both. That was a big growth for me. And it took a lot of learning confidence. However, I will tell you, I'm now in a place where people will fly down to work with me. I have businesses seeing some of my social media pieces that they will hire and pay me just to be on camera, which I've been a pitch woman for a long time, right? And it's not that I care about the camera bit. It's just that's my tool. That's my microphone, right? That's it.
Right.
And that's what's so exciting about this. If you don't have your own confidence or your own courage, go watch and find it modeled for you. And it doesn't even matter if it's on Netflix. That's where I got it.
Build it up.
I was like, woman, you have no idea what I was doing in my bedroom at night. It was Kerry Washington for
sure. Having yourself as your first client, as your project, and building yourself up and getting, and sometimes we have to revisit because of things that happen along the way in our lives. We have to revisit and refuel up. But I love it because those were two of my favorites as well. And it is like, okay, like we're bad and we can handle this.
This is the other thing you said in the intro, because you made this comment about, listen, you know what? It's time for ladies to get paid, man. Things have been, I don't talk about it as much because I'm so flippin' exhausted about it. I'm not kidding you about, and I don't have to say anything to a lot of other people who've had.
Who was that book by? Claire?
Weiserman.
Okay. Claire Weiserman. Okay.
I did TikTok on this, and it is a great book for switching up our mentality. I'm a teacher mentality, right? So I have given away tons for free my entire lifetime. I will continue to do that because I have a huge heart. I am always going to be the one where I will do almost anything for good people, right? But at the same time, guess what? It's time for us to get paid, and you aren't a client of mine. I have fired people that make millions. I could care less. If you do not respect me, you do not pay your contract on time, too bad, you're out. And I don't need you to tell me after the fact, oh, you were so phenomenal. I love the way my house is done. I pay your bill, right?
Right. And paid in full, and paid based upon our worth, not based upon what you think it should be, or being, doing whatever. It's paying us our worth and in full, and inspiration. We can't take inspiration to the bank. We can't take thank yous to the bank. We can't pay our bills with none of that. It's paying us our worth and in full as we deserve. So
there are no discounts. I am at no discount. I'm sorry. I am 53 years old. I have earned my intelligence, my ability, my whatever. You will pay full price, and that's exactly it. We shouldn't have to beg or ask. How many men have ever said, well, okay, because I whatever, and here's my situation, no way. And my big deal is pay up front. So I even have tenants in situations, all of anything I do with tenancy, which has to do with my properties, whether I am renting short or long term, they pay in full up front, or I'm not dealing with you. I do that as a woman because I have less difficulty. You're going to give me a security deposit and you're paying up front, because I'm not going to be in this thing after the fact.
Of running after our money. Exactly. I want everyone, because we're running, we should kind of wrap up, but it's like we can talk all day, Sheri. It's been forever since we've seen each other, so it's like reunion time. But put in the comments a hashtag authenticity to be eligible for the book. We're going to do that raffle. Let me just show you, everyone, how it will go. So this, put in the hashtag authenticity, if I can say it right, in the chat. And then I will do a raffle momentarily, but authenticity in the chat. And we have to have a certain number of comments. So you put it in the chat once, only once, because otherwise the system will void you out. And put it in the chat once and no space after. And then we'll be able to do the drawing and you'll receive my book for free.
And Clarina, I'm going to give you two things because I love you. So I'm going to give you two things that you can decide later how you want to use or give them with your people. So who follows you and who works with you. I'm going to give you 2 things. Okay. So
Okay.
one of them is I'm going to give you a 1-hour group coaching for however you want to give it away. So you can bring in, yeah. Are you kidding me? You can bring in, you will come. So it will be you and whoever you want to give it away to, and however you want to do it. I will do a 1-hour coaching that is just for ladies on all of these concepts. And we'll go into a Zoom room that you can control and do, right? So I'll come and I'll coach and be that, and we'll do that. So you get 1 hour of however you want to do that.
What? Wait a minute. This is a first for Imposter Syndrome Disrupted to show. Usually I'm just giving away stuff. Now I have a gift giving away, and that's for you said an hour?
Yeah. So we're gonna do a 1-hour private consulting. It's gonna be, you're gonna be in the room, you choose, and you can bring as many people as you want. I don't even care how many people you bring. You bring however you want. But we'll do an hour.
I'm gonna do it like this, Sheri. That is just of you. I'm going to say this because it's connected. I like to keep everything looped in and connected. So everyone, you know that I publish an article, and it'll be shortly after I end the broadcast. I'll, get it together quickly as I can, but with the different news briefs and resources and just a summary of the show based upon who makes comments to that article. I will take all the names and do a drawing on my own and pull randomly. Okay, so there has to be the tie-in. So that way I'm not just going through and just selecting. So I will publish the article to make it easy for you, if you want, or not if you want, I will take the link for the article and put it in the comments section of this show so that you can see it. So pay attention to the comments for this show. I will put it there once I'm finished, once I publish it. Or just check my LinkedIn profile, my activities section, and you'll see I'll have it posted there.
Okay,
there's more.
I'll give you one more thing really fast because I'm excited about this and nobody knows it yet. You're the first one, and you're gonna love it because it's Faith and I. Faith
Exclusive.
Yes, it's exclusive. Okay, so I'm going to give you, for yourself and for people, beta testing opportunities for my new digital course, which is all video, called Ruckus on the Playground. And it's all about being yourself in all your full regard. So you're coming and you pick 4 people however you want to. Faith, Di, and I are now doing this course and putting it together. It'll be ready by the end of June. But you can have 4 spots plus yourself to beta test this thing out and get all the curriculum and stuff for free. How about that?
Oh my goodness.
It's all about being authentic. When I saw authentic, I'm like, I got to do this. And nobody even knows about it yet. So you're
exclusive. Imposter Syndrome Disrupted exclusive. Beta testing of the course. Oh my goodness. So
you can
just figure out how I'm gonna determine the 4. And it'll probably be the same process through those who engage with the article. To keep it
you got 5 spots, whatever you want to do. That's all. So, and thank you for the opportunity to contribute.
Oh,
that's easy, girl. That's easy.
This is what why I love Sheri. You see, she's just a giver, and I love it. So, okay, let's do the raffle because I think there's enough. I'm gonna give you one more chance. I'm gonna let Sheri do a wrap up comment, and then so more of you can put authenticity in the chat. And then I'll do the raffle. Hopefully my tool thing will be working so that it goes right. And it's not.
So I'll talk while you do that. All right. You do.
Okay.
Give me a thumbs up if you need to talk. So here's the thing I care the most about and why I was so thrilled when Corinne asked me to do this. I am like so excited, but underneath it was really sadness about the number one regret of people as they pass on in life is that they were not fully themselves. And so I, of course, at times in my life have struggled with the imposter syndrome. Definitely. There's no question about it. And people who've known me my whole life totally understand that. What I care more about is, geez, if you have this one chance, don't you want to fully be self-expressed? That's what really got me going because you are a once in all of history event. Nobody will ever be like you exactly in our entire time. And so if I could encourage people more to just please show up and be your full self. We don't all have to be loud or any of that kind of stuff. There's the best freedom in just being yourself It doesn't matter if people don't like it. That's the part that you need. We are done with trying to be politicians that everybody likes everybody and all this stuff. You
Right.
will the real people in business by being who you are. So I am very much all out there. You can check that out. In real estate, when I'm functionally doing a contract, I'm incredibly smart and good at what I do and not goofing around. You know, I don't necessarily show that on the front part. I have 18 years experience. They would have fired me or taken my license by now. So I could not encourage you more to just show up and be yourself. The other golden thing is get around people like Clarine and myself who are there to support you when you feel like it was tough or hard or whatever, to keep you going. The greatest gold I have had is a few people in my inner circle when I was like so ready to be done, lots of times over haters that are terribly unfair, because that's nothing to do with our talent. I can tell you that much. That's when my best people said, get back up there. And that's all they said to me. Get back up there, Sheri. Get back up there. And tomorrow I got back up there. Like, that's some of the best stuff I can say.
And sometimes it's the process over and over every day, getting back up there, getting back into it to make things happen. Time and time again. I'm going to have to go old school again with this raffle, because
old school too.
The process with the StreamYard giveaway tool, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I've never tried it.
I've tried it before and it works. It's phenomenal when it works because you can do it in real time, and like I don't have to be going through the process I'm doing now.
I hear you tearing paper. I love it, girl.
And then I'm grabbing my nephew's hat to do the raffle yeah, I was writing the names down and tearing them apart.
And that's what I love about live. Like, I'm sweating. This is what I love about live is that it's game time. It's no different than playing an NBA game or whatever you're doing. Like, it's game time, right? And
you have to make it work and keep things going.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of my favorite quotes or themes or philosophies right now is you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So you keep it going. All right, so I have my nephew's hat. I have names in here. Keep it. But do it. And let me just make sure I didn't forget anyone. So let me just make sure. So I have Shelby. I have Shirley Burks, Shelby Smoltzer, I believe. I'm sorry. Then I have Taki, all the way from where she's at, and then Stephanie. When? Did I miss anyone? All right, so, and this is just a random pull. You see me, right?
I'm watching you.
And everybody else can see. That's why I like the link to the StreamYard tool, because then it's, you know, it's legit.
And I love
StreamYard in the process.
Yep,
so,
I love StreamYard.
I love it, and I didn't even do it. Don't look at my sloppy handwriting. I didn't even do it. It's Taki. Wait a minute. I'm sending a book all the way to, where are you? Was it South Africa? Yes.
Okay, excuse me. You're international. You're international. Why would you care?
Actually, the first day my book went on sale, Japan and Singapore and where anyway, it was international too, 2 buys there. So Taki, you're the winner. South Africa. I have to figure out how to get it to South Africa, the customs and all in the mail system. But congratulations, you're the winner. Thank you all for joining. And again, oh my goodness, Sheri, I knew this would be so much fun. I knew this would be so much fun.
Yeah.
I didn't expect all of these gems that you were going to share, though, and really sharing the secrets, behind the scenes secrets of how Sheri is so dynamic on LinkedIn, especially using TikTok. You heard it only here, right? Huh?
I have not said it before, so there you go.
You heard it here first. And then your generous gives. Oh my goodness. The 1 hour coaching and then the beta tested access. All right. So let me wrap up before I hit the 60-minute mark and and then I have a lot of editing to do. So I will publish the article as soon as possible. That way you're able to engage so that you can be in the running for the 1 hour consulting and then the beta testing of her digital course. But thank you so much again, Sheri. It's been a joy having you. I'm sure, and there was already comments, one from Shelby. I don't know you. If you saw really great conversations, thank you for being open and authentic. So I'm sure the listeners the viewers have appreciated your transparency and just your energy and just you being you. Oh, and that book, pull it up. Hold it up again because I need to put that in the news brief as well. Ladies get paid. And Claire, okay. Will do. I will put that in the news brief as well. But that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you again. So the next episode will be, and it'll be June. Oh my goodness. So the next episode will be June 8th. So see you right here again, June 8th, noon Eastern time. And until then, make sure that you put your crown on, your S on your chest. And I love, yes. You say, let me put this up, Sheri, because this is what I usually put up. Where is she? So, and she's covering you up, so I'm sorry.
Oh, I got my S on my chest, girl.
Oh, I don't need the graphic then. I don't need that. So
I love that graphic. Put it up.
Put your crown on. Put your S on your chest. Boss up. Yes, boss up. And leverage LinkedIn to get the results that you need. Okay? All right. So until next time, take care, everyone.
Thank you for the opportunity to contribute. I appreciate it.